people fear the night, not because of darkness, but what may lie within. The inherent fear of the unknown. Deep in the heart of the Philippine Islands, legends whisper of creatures lurking in the night, beings that haunt the people's imaginations for generations. They are known as Aswang. These beings exist in many forms, seemingly blending in the crowd, waiting like predators to make their move and pounce. Let us take a journey into the shadows as we uncover the stories of these mythical beings, the legend of Aswang. First, the Bloodsucker. By day, she walks among us as a woman, beautiful, graceful, and unassuming. But by night, she becomes something far more terrifying and sinister. In a quiet village, there lived a woman. She was known for her incomparable beauty and charm, a doting and loving wife to her husband. But she had a secret. During nighttime, as the villagers lay asleep, she sips her husband's blood using the tip of her tongue, like the proboscis of a mosquito. She sips his blood little by little every night, until the man dies of anemia while she finds herself another husband.
Did you see Aling Feliz? She looks radiant. She found herself a new husband, didn't she?
Oh yes, poor Mang Thomas. He was such a kind man, but he died so suddenly.
You know, they always say that he looks kind of tired and weak every time. But, I saw Aling Feliz and she looks so blooming every time her new husband dies.
You know what? There are whispers of her night, sipping his blood little by little like a mosquito.
Be absurd. It's just stories to scare children.
Maybe, but Mang Thomas' skin was so pale, and she seems like to find a new husband. So weird.
Next, we meet the Viscera. Unlike the Bloodsucker, the Viscera flies to the skies in search of human prey. The name Viscera comes from the sound of its wings as it glides through the night, striking fear into the hearts of all who hear it. Every night she would retreat to the forest, where she would whisper an ancient chant. Her torso would tear away from her lower half, and leathery wings would sprout from her back. In a small town, a pregnant woman woke to the sound of wings flapping above her roof. The once beautiful and kind woman had transformed. Hovering above, she extended her long, sharp tongue through a crack in the roof, searching for the unborn child inside. But the villagers were prepared. They had sprinkled salt and placed garlic in the windowsills. When her tongue touched the salt, she shrieked in pain and flew away, retreating into the forest, where her fate remains unknown.
Did you hear about Aling Rosa? The one who was expecting?
Yeah, they say she became a manananggal.
A manananggal. But she was always kind.
Yeah, I know. That's what makes it terrifying. The transformation. They say they saw her hovering over the roof, her long tongue reaching for the baby.
But the villagers stopped her, right? With the salt and garlic?
Yes, for now, but they say she flew off to the forest and they'll never know when she'll return. They say that she's always right there. They're like waiting and watching.
Our third creature is the werebeast, closely related to the Viscera. The werebeast has a unique trick. It changes into a dog, cat, and even a bear, tricking people. Its presence is always accompanied by a ticking sound, a warning that it is close by.
Did you hear about the farmer's goats? They vanished without a trace.
Not exactly. But they say it was the werebeast.
But how? It can change its shape, right? One minute it's a dog, the next it's a bear.
That's exactly what makes it dangerous. It tricks you. Next thing you know, it lulls you into a false sense of security.
So how do you protect yourself?
Old man Lorenzo told me that listen for the ticks. It tells you when it's close. If you hear the ticks, just run. Don't look back.
Next, the witch. They cause sickness without meaning to do so by magically intruding various objects, shells, bone, unhusked rice, fish, and insects of various species through the victim's bodily orifices or by herself entering the victim's body. She punishes those by whom she has been put out. She is shy and lives in abandoned houses at the outskirts of towns and villages. She will not look people straight in the eye because the image in the pupils of her eyes is said to be upside down. In a nearby town, a man had recently passed away.
Have you heard? Old Mang Teryo died. It's because of Aling Isadora.
Isadora? Nonsense. But still, that Terrio had it coming go. He was always so cruel. In fact, he cheated our farmers and the poor.
Exactly, that's what they say. She doesn't curse us those with wicked hearts, but she's also a protector, not just a mangkukulam.
Nonsense story. But still, I guess we should be careful with what we say to others this time. You know, it's terrifying having someone bewitch you.
Finally, we come to the ghoul. Unlike the other Aswang, the ghoul is not a stealthy predator. It is a giant with one large eye in the middle of its forehead and is known for its loud, mocking laughter. Though it may seem comical at first, do not be fooled. The ghoul is incredibly strong and dangerous. One of the villagers, a hunter named Tonyo, decided to take matters into his own hands. He stayed hidden in the cemetery the next night, armed with his bolo. At midnight, a putrid smell filled the air. From the shadows emerged the balbal. Tonyo leapt from his hiding place, but the balbal was too fast. It had already begun its feast. With a snarl, the creature disappeared into the night.
Have you heard the old Mang Tiberio's grave? They said the ghoul came.
The goal? But they say it only comes for those who died with wickedness in their hearts.
Tonyo saw it. He was guarding the grave. It was a terrible thing.
Poor Tonyo. He tried so hard, but it was all so quick, and the only thing left was the banana stalks.
I tell you, it was a warning for all of us, unless we want to be the next feast for the ghoul.
And so we leave the world of the Aswangs behind, but their stories remain, whether they're soaring through the skies or lurking in the shadows. They remind us of the deep-rooted fears and beliefs passed down through generations in the Philippines. Beware of the creatures of the night, for the next time you hear a strange noise in the dark, it might just be one of them.